to be trying out something new. I'm here at a natural park. So you can see here, this is called the Fern Forest Nature Center. And it looks like we have a couple different trails that we can walk here. So we have a half-a-mile boardwalk, we have I believe a 3rd mile primitive trail, seasonally wet, and then we have a 1 mile ground trail. So my goal is to do as much of this as I can and hopefully get to that 3.2 mile goal that we have for the day. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, to do something a little bit different on these Sunday walks. So just like we would on any other walk, I did bring a spare battery in case this one runs out. I hopefully have enough storage to be able to film this whole thing. I have about an hour and 15 minutes of time on this card. Yesterday we were able to achieve our goal in 3 miles, but since we're in a park, I may have to walk a little bit more slowly than I normally do. So we're going to do a walk. I'm going to start it. I did bring big old jug of water, and I have a lot of mosquito repellent. As it shows on this sign right here, you can see it says mosquito activity is extremely high, repellent is highly recommended. So first time in this park, have no idea what to expect, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me make sure my levels are good, everything sounds fine. So let's go ahead and start. And we're gonna start walking through this nature trail right here. So let's see how much fun we can have with this. Like I said, the first time I am doing this, never have done this before in a nature trail. Hoping to catch something cool, see some new things. Hey guys, how you guys doing? Hoping to see some new things. And again, really get out of my comfort zone here. Nice. Hello. Hey. All right, so got this nice little bridge right here. Pretty cool. I see a lot of people already walking. As I was saying earlier, this is a great opportunity for me to get out of my comfort zone because I'm gonna have to keep walking. It'll be the first time where I'm hopefully surrounded by a lot more people. You know, one thing I do like to do is meet people and talk to them and hopefully get a little bit of an idea of what their journey consists of, if any. I imagine a lot of people are out here just for a nice stroll, something a little bit different to do on a Sunday. You know, doing something like this is a great way to connect not only with nature, but also with your loved ones. You know, maybe you had, I don't know, a bad fight or something. And I think walking outside, especially in something as nice as this, is definitely one way to repair that. So again, just gonna take this and see how it goes for us. How you doing? All right. Okay, so I do believe at some point there will be a fork in the road, which should lead me to our first, I think it said half mile, perhaps a 3rd mile. And it looks like that mile just consists of more of this bridge walking. Before we get into the more, I would assume, grassy walking trails. So let's see. Again, literally my first time here, have no idea what to expect. That's the only reason why I might have to walk a little bit slower at times to account for it. Enjoy your walk. They close at 4:45. Let's see. I'm assuming it's this way. I hope it's this way. Trails, okay. Looks like a good sign so far. It's literally a sign. Okay. I imagine the trail is through here. Here we have a list of a ton of different types of ferns. So resurrection fern, a broad halberd fern. I'm gonna continuously be checking my camera here to make sure you guys can see a little bit. So golden polypody fern, longstrap fern, just a ton of different ferns. I should have mentioned that the name of this park is Fern Nature Forest. I believe that's what it's called. If not, I will get you the proper name. I'll probably put it on the location on the video. YouTube actually has the ability for me to put the location on the videos. I typically don't do that as I'm just walking in my neighborhood. I mean, just for privacy concerns, I think it's a little much. But let's see. All right, so Cypress Creek Trail. Nice.
Yes.
Aptly named for one of the main streets that is very close to here, Cypress Creek Road. I believe this is going to be the first one. So again, it's either half a mile or a 1/3 of a mile. Hopefully all these different ones, you know, even if we do this one plus the 1/3, plus the full mile, I mean, those in and of itself, we're looking at 1 plus 0.5 plus another 1/3. So maybe like 1.83 miles. What's up, man? But of course, the distance it takes to be able to walk to each one of these trails like during the walking, I'll accumulate more distance, which is also going to be nice. So I think we'll be able to reach our 3.2 mile goal with no problem. Hello. Hey. The nice thing is there's a nice canopy here, so even when it gets warm outside, I can't imagine it gets too hot here because all this nice nature around me. It's quite beautiful. And yeah, it's not hot. You know, I was a little bit hesitant to come out at this time because I was afraid it was going to be too hot, especially in South Florida. I did an hour walk, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, and I remember feeling a little bit dizzy, I won't lie. And I think it was because of the heat. And I've been reading a lot about heat exhaustion recently. I think one of the more popular incidents was that Taylor Swift concert. I don't really follow Taylor Swift or anything, but just reading general news and seeing the impact of that, and even seeing a video of her where it looked like she was really struggling with the heat. So gotta take care of yourselves out there. Come prepared. Walking in the heat and for long distances is no joke. It sounds like an easy activity, but anyone can succumb to the effects of heat exhaustion. So, make sure that you're aptly prepared to take on the walk. So far, so good. I think we've already started the actual trail here. So we'll just continue on, see how it goes. Approaching 0.3 miles. So doing pretty good. Something that South Florida is very known for are these swampy marshlands, very indicative of South Florida. It's kind of cool seeing the different ecosystems in different places you live. Mountainous or Caribbean, tropical, swampy, and Florida is very good at it. I don't know if you all can see. Again, I'm gonna kind of just go over here so you all can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Very swampy, very, Everglades-esque type of thing. So yeah, I finally got around to doing this nature walk. I've been talking about doing something different for a couple of weeks now. Finally got around to doing it, so hopefully we will continue doing it. I already have ideas for at least the next couple of Sundays. Now, as you all might know, if you've been watching my videos, I'm going to be going on vacation soon, so the videos that I'll be uploading towards the end of this month will be jogging trails and running trails in Walt Disney World, which I think is going to be very cool. Walt Disney World is, of course, one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. And I figured since I'm doing the channel, on the days that I have off, it would not hurt to do a half an hour or an hour of a walk. Now, I was thinking about something. So the challenge that's currently ongoing, of course, I'm going to try and do my 100 miles, but I do realize I might have a little bit of an unfair advantage. And that's because in Disney World, I'm probably going to be averaging at least 5 miles a day. And I plan on going to at least 3 parks. So that's 15 miles I'll sort of be getting for free. So because of that, I'm probably not going to include myself in the competition. I am going to track my metrics and you'll see me on the leaderboard, but it's an unfair advantage, I believe, for anyone to realistically walk that much, especially as part of a first challenge. So I just don't think it's fair. I'd rather give an award or a shout out to someone else who did it in a more, in a more fair way, I guess. Now obviously if you're just killing it and you're able to walk like 15 miles a day, no problem, I suppose you also have an unfair advantage, but oh, that was a really big spider web. Anyway, so I'll be going to Disney World. I'll be filming some cool jogging and walking trails. I grew up with Disney World. I was born and raised in Miami. I've been going to Disney World my entire life. I try to go at least once a year. This year I'll be going twice. It'll be the first time that I ever stay on property during the holidays. So that is pretty neat. Definitely looking forward to that. And my whole family and extended family have worked in Disney at some point. Well, I shouldn't say my whole family, but members of my immediate and extended family have worked in Disney, including myself and my brother. I've worked in Disney World twice. I believe my brother maybe twice also, but definitely once. I have uncles and cousins that have worked in Disney World, so it's very much an ingrained part of me. More generically, I do like amusement parks. I'm a little bit of a thrill seeker. There's some things I'm adverse to, but for the most part, I really like high adrenaline activities. Love roller coasters. And, you know, Disney World doesn't really provide the high adrenaline like Universal Studios, Busch Gardens, or Islands of Adventure. But I go there mainly for hospitality and nostalgia. Their hospitality is top notch. Can't really be beaten as far as I'm concerned. I haven't been anywhere else where the hospitality matches that of Disney. And you know, in a previous, like in another lifetime, I feel like pursuing hospitality would have been interesting. A lot of people, for example, I ended up in engineering, so let me give you a little bit of background. I'm a software engineer, but the first time I worked in Disney, you know, a lot of people that work in Disney actually want to do so. A lot of people that work in Disney professionally, I should say, that make it a career and not just a hourly job. A lot of them want to get into hospitality. So the first time I worked in Disney, it was through a program called the Disney College Program. And with that program, I was able to work in a hotel called Disney's Yacht and Beach Club. Now this is going back to 2013 or so I was 20 around the time. Oh, okay. Did we finish? Is this it? Nature Center, Cypress Creek Trail. Should I keep going this way? What happens if I go this way? Let me just make sure this is not... Sorry, before I keep talking about Disney. Well, anyway, we'll keep talking about it and we'll figure it out as we go along. So I worked at Disney's Yacht and Beach Club. I was a Bell Services dispatcher, so I was not actually a bellhop. Not someone that actually took luggage to guests' room, but I was someone that dispatched work orders for the bellhops to do it. And it was pretty cool. I got paid weekly. I got to see a lot of Disney World backstage. Got to learn a lot about the company. And actually at the end of it, I realized I did not want to work there. Disney World quickly lost its magic. Like anything else, when you get high exposure to something that you previously thought was novel, it no longer retains that sort of newness to it. So because of that, hey, how you guys doing? I realized that it's not really what I wanted to do. So went back to school, did that for a little bit, and then I went back for a second time, this time actually as an engineering intern at Disney World, doing some programming for, how do I say this? It's not really like an NDA thing. I'm just trying to remember exactly what I did. It was sort of a dashboard, an internal dashboard to automate things. Most vague way I can describe it. Whew. Let me see the directions we got up here. Nature Center, Cypress Creek. You guys, hello? I gotta take a look at that map because I think there is another path that we can get to that will take us to perhaps a longer trail. Give me a moment here where I'll figure this thing out. We're doing this in real time, so. Restrooms, elevator, water fountain. I definitely don't want to go this way. And it says that all the trails are this way. So should we go back? Let me see if I can ask someone. Well, hey, are all the trails accessible this way?
Yeah.
So if I just follow that route, I'll eventually be able to get to all of them?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Basically, like, it'll go out
Say.
just across from the stairs. There's a
Sure.
little path that goes straight out and it comes to a T. Going to the left is the boardwalk. Going to the right takes you all the foot trails.
Because I did this one, I followed the first sign that says Cypress Creek Trail. I did the whole thing. Then I got to another sign again that said Cypress Creek Trail. So is that like an extension or is it just a loop?
It's a loop. It's a
Okay.
big loop. So, but the foot trails on the ground are the other directions. The mosquitoes might be really super bad though.
Okay.
Yeah, the boardwalk is a little better for the bugs right
Yeah.
now.
I put off, but like maybe I should get some more. It's not
It's a seasoning for
there
'em.
is
Yeah.
a fire
Oh
break.
man.
We have
Yeah, they're pretty intense right
like
now.
you
They're pretty
probably see
intense.
through
Okay.
your fence.
Yeah. Just run.
Yeah.
Run the whole time.
Just run, right? Okay. All right. Thank you. But if I follow this sign, I'll eventually be able to get to everything. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. This is what we're gonna do. I might be an idiot for doing this, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get my off spray. And that way I am better equipped to do these foot trails that I've just learned about. Just in case things get a little too dicey. I am very sensitive, well not sensitive, but bugs love me. So I wanna make sure I'm equipped to be able to handle these mosquitoes here. 0.66 miles, how you guys doing? 0.66 miles, so a little over half a mile, which is nice. You know, the pace right now, I mean, we're averaging 38 minutes a mile. So, you know, we're walking slow. But then again, that may have just been counted from the standing I just did. So again, this is a little more cool of a trail because you're seeing a little bit more of me doing other things besides just walking, right? I'm gonna go back to my car. I'm gonna get my bug spray. I'm not gonna apply more just yet because I did apply a lot before heading out. But just in case, you know, if it gets crazy out there, which it probably will, it's Florida. But I wanna test this theory of how bad these bugs are. It might be a dumb idea, but hey, the things we do for adventure. So, it's a beautiful day. See a lot of people out here walking, having a good time. She did mention that these trails are a lot easier, which they look a lot easier. It makes sense why they are considered easier. During the times that I'm on this boardwalk here, I am trying to keep the pace high. Again, I don't want, you know, if I could do the 3.2 miles before the battery runs out, not even the battery, it's actually more of a storage issue because I don't have an extra card, but I do have an extra battery. So, let's see what we got here. Gotta go back, starting over from the beginning. It's gonna be a good time here. Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. All right. All right, so I was talking about Disney World before and how I've worked there twice in my life. And so I'm gonna go back strictly for nostalgia purposes. There was something else I wanted to bring up related to that, but oh yeah, adrenaline activities. Long time ago, I went randomly to Tennessee and I wonder if I should carry a bag with me or can I just stuff this in my pocket? So I got my off spray right here. I might just stuff this in my pocket. Yep. I just put it right in my pocket. And you know, everything's pretty light right now. I don't feel over encumbered. For all you Fallout fans out there, I'm not over encumbered right now. Okay, so adrenaline activities. A long time ago, I went to Tennessee. And when I was in Tennessee, there was two major things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to do whitewater rafting, and I also wanted to be able to do zip lining. Two things never really had a chance to do before. I ended up doing whitewater rafting on, I believe, what it is called, the Ocoee River, and it was pretty intense. I remember it was a very short trip. It was a Friday to Sunday. Hey guys. It was a Friday to Sunday. Landed, I remember waking up at like 3 in the morning, got on a flight at 5. I got to Tennessee, I don't know, around 10 or 11, and the first thing I did, I mean, as soon as I landed, I just went straight to the, you know, the rapids, and man, was I in for a treat. So I learned there are 6 levels when it comes to whitewater rafting. I think we did level 3, which is probably the maximum you want to do as a beginner. We did it with a group, and whew, it was hard, it was scary. You know, I did fall off the raft once. They tell you what to do if that's the case, and if you do fall off, you have 2 guides that will do their absolute best to make sure you get back on that boat. You really have to entrust these people. And, you know, the whole time, like, on these rapids, I would say probably 80% of it is normal, right? But then there are the turbulent sections that they tell you, okay, you have to listen to us, and a lot of times within your group, you either have to, you know, bank left, bank right, or everyone has to sit in the middle of the raft to increase the weight. It's all about weight distribution for the different turbulent sections. And yeah, it was definitely intense. Nothing like I'd ever experienced before. My heart was pretty much racing the entire time. And it was about a 2-hour activity. So it was a lot. Would I do it again? Probably, yes. But I'd be more nervous to go on it again because now I know exactly what to expect. Would I encourage you to do it? Yes, I would encourage you to do it if you're into that sort of thing. Now, something I think was a little bit easier was the zip lining. You know, you can argue that the zip lining is maybe a little more scary because you are at a greater height and you're really just depending on this one line to keep you safe. Something that's interesting, the people that do zip lining versus the people that do whitewater rafting are an entirely different group of thrill seekers. The people that do whitewater rafting are more so of the real die-hard adventure seekers. For example, they'll go camping for weeks at a time, months at a time, with limited resources, just for fun, just to challenge themselves. They tend to be a much louder, more extroverted group. Whereas people that are more into ziplining, what they typically do, I remember meeting the ziplining folks, and the first thing that I was introduced to that just made me realize how chill these people are were they just had a black Labrador sitting in front of their office welcoming guests. And the people were much more relaxed, slow-paced. They were more into the nature aspect of it all. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I think last time I did it, when I did the zip lining, there were, 10 different courses, so to speak. Oh, is this the right way? Ground trails, okay. Nice. Let's see. All foot trails. Hey, you want some off spray, man?
I'm good, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I heard it's really nasty out there.
I saw a sign. I was hoping I would get through without it.
Yeah, I know, because I asked the lady, because I went to the Cypress trails first, and she's like, oh, you shouldn't go, it's really bad, but I'm going to put more now, I don't know. We'll see. I'm from Florida, though, man, so I'm used to
I'll
it.
report back to you when we come back.
All right, man, sounds good. Yeah, no problem, man. All right. Hello. Are the mosquitoes bad?
Yeah.
Really?
Just so bad.
I know, that's what people told me. I have this.
Mine was terrible.
Yeah, okay.
Look, blood everywhere.
Oh, man. Okay, we'll see. All right. Mosquitoes bad?
I heard it is.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Yeah. All right, let's see. It might be bad out here, boys and girls. We're gonna try our best to get through here. I'm gonna be walking at a moderate pace. I got my defense right here. I hope I didn't even shake it before using it. Is that gonna lower the efficacy of it? Okay, this is real now. Wetlands wander north. I think north was the Maple Walk, wet with higher mosquito activity. Yeah, I don't want to get too muddy. Oh, I already felt one on my neck. But again, we're gonna start walking through here quickly. Not really paying too much attention. This is a little bit muddier than I would have liked, but it's part of the experience. This will be, let me see. So there's another park here in Florida. It's called U. Taylor Birch Park. They have something similar to this. I've done this before. And yeah, I don't know if there are any alligators around here. I sure hope there aren't, because I have never been in a position to deal with one. And I'm here alone doing this. But it is what it is. This is part of the adrenaline lifestyle that I was talking about. Yeah, the cool thing about doing this is something like this is not normal for me. Oh, it looks like this might already be blocked off here. Might have to turn around. Is that? Looks like a really big gate. So yeah, I'm just gonna turn around. Looks like there's nothing there. So we're just gonna turn right back around here. Luckily the sun has gone down a bit. I'm sure you all can see how that looks. Sorry, I just have to readjust my camera here. Hopefully everything's looking good there. Let me do a quick progress check. So we've been walking for about 23 minutes and we've just gone a little bit over a mile. Because this is a little more straight, I'm able to keep, I can keep the pace up here. Not a lot of traffic. Also, the fact that it's uneven terrain will certainly help me with overall endurance and muscle building. Unlike the neighborhood I normally walk in, that's just flat. This will be very cool. So far, so good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, not too bad right now, but you know, I don't want to jinx it. Imagine doing this at night with no one around. You know, would you do it? Would I do it? Maybe. I might just do that for free. I'm the type of person that just likes to get lost. I like to do things that are a little bit, I wouldn't say dangerous, but you know, to a lot of people might not seem like their idea of fun. All right, so I hope it doesn't get too muddy because that will decrease the pace that I can walk. The more muddy it gets, the slower I have to go. The point of the challenge is not just to complete your mileage for the day. Ooh, look at this. Not just to complete your mileage, but to keep up the intensity. We're gonna walk a little bit slow around this because, I mean, I'm not wearing nice shoes per se, but I do have white tile at home and I'm not looking to really get that too dirty. Okay, looks like now we've entered, I mean, all of a sudden I feel like I'm in an entirely different area. It went from darker, muddier to now more grass and greener. Very cool so far. I hope that the viewers are enjoying this as much as I am. You know, this isn't really, you know, the Sunday walks used to be the one walk throughout the week that I would do my hour, but now during this challenge, the only difference is the scenery because we're still walking, excuse me, the same amount of miles. Whew. Okay, really getting out here. Prairie Overlook Trail. I might just keep going down here and see what we come across. I'd like to do both if possible. Ooh, I almost slipped there. Ooh, that was wet. I literally almost slipped. Okay, this is too muddy, unfortunately. It would have been nice to do. I believe this is one of the longer trails here. I'm gonna put this down for a second. I'm gonna do a quick camera adjustment. I just wanna make sure it is as straight as possible. Okay, 37 minutes recording. Let's go ahead and do a quick water break here. Keep walking. Make sure you are drinking your water. Very important. I will say, so far the bugs have been great. A little bit of a muddy section here. And as I speak, I get bit in the neck. That's what happens when I stay still for too long. You know, this is okay in terms of terrain. It's still uneven, but not as dry as I would have liked. I definitely feel like I'm just in the middle of nowhere. So, but you know, that's part of the adventure, right? Whew. Okay. I'm gonna keep up the pace here. I'm gonna take a little bit of a silent moment here to just appreciate the nature around me and my surroundings. Hello. Nice. It's a little too wet for my liking back there. Yeah, it's nice. I miss the sand. Okay, so as you can see, we're now in a little bit of a sandier area which my feet do appreciate. I don't mean so much in terms of stability, I mean more so in terms of, well, actually, yeah, in terms of stability, right? It's not as slippery, it's drier. I can really, you know, feel the ground. The terrain is uneven, which is nice. Again, very good for mental, yeah, even mental health, right? Mental, physical health, endurance. The unevenness of the ground will certainly cause you to burn more calories. And if you can maintain the same pace in an uneven terrain, I can't see how that wouldn't be beneficial to you. Like I said, first time here, it's a little bit, how do I say it? Concerning is not the right word, but you know, there's a lot of shrubbery around here. Who knows what could be in there, especially with me being so open here. But I can only imagine that many people have done this walk and they're probably fine. And so, you know, when I went to Colorado once, there was a park. There wasn't even a park, there was a trail on some mountain, and there was a sign that said, hey, there's bears and other stuff here that can kill you, so by the way, you might die. I remember reading that sign and being like, you know what, this is not for me. That's a little too much. There were plenty of people on that trail. Perhaps they're from California, not from California, from Colorado. They're more prepared. Maybe they have bear spray, a gun. But, you know, me being a South Florida native and seeing a sign like that does not bode well for my mental health. So, okay, foot trails. Is this a trail too? Where am I right now? You are here. Dry Prairie, Prairie Overlook, Dry Prairie South. Could I continue through here? Perhaps. But then again, you know what I should do? Let me finish this whole loop and then we'll come back and we'll continue going there. There's another sign up there with more trails. So that could be what we're looking for. Been filming for about 37 minutes now, which means I'm about halfway done with this card. Unless I maintain this pace, I have to walk pretty fast to get to my goal. And that is the goal. I won't be going on this trail. That's probably gonna be too wet. It's not gonna be good for me. Okay, so, you know what's funny? I'm getting bit in the places where I did not apply spray. So where can I not apply this? First aid, directions for use. Do not spray in enclosed areas. Frequent, do not apply children's hand. Do not apply near eyes and mouth. I think I can probably put it on my head. But let me stop here for a second and put some on my neck. Because I am feeling the bugs there. I'm not gonna apply on the rest of my face, or rather my head, because I'm wearing a hat. Let me tell you a little about this hat. There's a good story behind this hat. So I grew up in Miami. There's a lot of Cuban restaurants in Miami. There are not a lot of Cuban restaurants in Fort Lauderdale. Obviously, I miss the Cuban food. Whenever I go down to Miami, I try to get some of it if I can. Shout out to this place called Rinconcito Latino. I probably sound mega gringo, but hey, it's okay. Anyway, in Fort Lauderdale, there's a place called Colada Cuban Cafe. I used to visit that place very much back in 2017. And they used to sell these very cool hats with the name of the restaurant and a little cafetera, or a mocha pot, or a greca if you're Dominican, as my girlfriend has taught me. And so I bought one of these hats, and it's the hat I'm wearing right now. And I sort of, you know, built this persona of this coffee person because of this hat. And now at work, I'm the coffee guy. At work, there is a channel on our internal messaging tool. We use this application called Slack. And in there's a channel called Cuban Coffee. So back then, I used to do it twice a day at 10 a.m. and around 2:30 p.m. Nowadays, I do it mainly at 2. And what I do is I brew Cuban coffee for the team, at least anyone that wants to join. Normally when there's a new hire, it's one of the first channels that I advise them to join because it brings people together, you know. companies are formed from people, and people are the most important part of a company. And something as simple as getting, 15 minutes to gather to have a couple of shots of Cuban coffee, promise you will do much more for your team than anything else. So if you're a manager out there, you're looking to increase team morale, do little things like this, These little things work. Okay, I don't really know how far this is going, and I don't want to go too off the beaten path, so I am gonna turn around back here. I'm gonna start heading back to that trail that we saw earlier. That way I can still keep close to the, the park. Hopefully it's another trail that's good. Maybe this does eventually come back around. I mean, it must. I can't imagine I'll just be lost going out there. But let me go back. That way we're just close. We can still accomplish our goal. And, like I always say, just have a good time. It has gotten a little bit warmer. Then again, I am not being covered this time as I was earlier on the boardwalk. I also want to try and get out of the sun because if the GoPro overheats, which it has before, then I'm not going to be able to continue making the video. And I want to continue making the video because it's fun. So we're going to wrap back around here. Going to continue on that next trail, see where that takes us. Hey, you guys good on mosquitoes? Yeah. All right. You guys want off? Okay. All right. No problem. I have extra, so, if people are out here, I do understand that some people are very affected by it, including myself. So the fact, I guess I came prepared. I came prepared. I'm lucky. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving here. And who knows, maybe I do that trail and it ends up being too short and I come back around to this one and I continue on the path and we'll see where it ends up. I know there's a map over there, so I'd like to see that map again, the Prairie Overlook Trail. Okay, so this one coming up, we said we weren't going to do because probably it's gonna be a little wet. The other one seemed to be on dry land. Okay, Prairie Perimeter Road. So I will do that one instead. Okay, coming up to the sign right now. Now we'll take another pause real quick and see foot trails. Again, let me click the camera so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay, so to be fair, that other one probably would have taken me all the way down here and back. I probably would have been fine. Let's go and continue on this one, which I don't think has a name, but yeah, let's see what this has for us. I think this is the Prairie Overlook Trail. It looks like we're gonna gain some elevation here and hopefully come across some cool things. Oh, I think there's a woodpecker up there. Definitely. Oh yeah. Wow. I wish I had a camera good enough to zoom in up there. But he's pecking away. Okay, Prairie Overlook Trail. Is this gonna be muddy? I think this is gonna be muddy. Yeah. Well, there's only one way to find out, right? Prairie Overlook Trail to the right. And we're going for it. Let's hope that we do not get destroyed by the mud. I don't really even care about the insects anymore. It's more so about the mud. Gonna make our way through here. I did feel a mosquito, but again, we got our weapons, right? Continuing along. I believe that this is going to end in some sort of elevated state. Oh, what does it say? Life is short. We must walk slowly. A Tibetan proverb. I'm doing the opposite of that today because I want to get my 3.2 miles. But let me tell you something. The mosquito activity has certainly increased in here, so I'm going to do my best to keep this pace up to outpace the mosquitoes. Because I'm not trying to get out here looking all bumpy. It's not the goal. Now, I'm not sure who would come out here and sit on those benches with this mosquito activity. I can only imagine that people would do that when it's very cold, right? Because I know that when it's cold, mosquito activity tends to lessen. So unless it was freezing out here, I would not consider sitting on that bench. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster to me. Not fun at all. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a lot of people are on this trail. The other park that I mentioned earlier, U Taylor Birch, is close to the intercoastal and the beach. So it's a lot more scenic. They also have a restaurant there with food and drinks, so there tends to be a lot more foot traffic. So, you'll end up walking slower, but the trade-off is you get to meet a lot of people, if that's your thing. I realize some people don't want to meet people. Some people just want to focus on the walk and have a quiet walk. But if you're like me, you're extroverted, and you just want to talk to people about anything, then something like that would work for you. Okay, gonna have to do a quick step over here. I really hope any of this is not poison ivy. I learned about poison ivy a long time ago in a science camp, but that was back when I was in elementary school. I have since left elementary school, so I'm not familiar with that anymore. And I should be, especially if I'm considering doing walking paths outside where there's a lot of plants that touch your skin when you walk through them. Okay, here we go. Signs of Life Nature Center. And to Overlook. Oh, is this the goal? This is called the Prairie Overlook Trail, so we might as well check the overlook out if we've walked this far, I'm definitely getting a nice sweat here. Thankfully, there's a lot of shade, so I'm not too concerned with heat. It's funny, you'd think walking, that the heat really does a number on you, because even though this is uneven terrain, because it's shady, I'm not really impacted. Ooh, I just got a nice mosquito bite. And you can feel these, man. You can really feel those on you. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, we might have to go back. That mosquito activity, I can really feel that. Overlook. Oh, shoot. Wow. That looked like a weird squirrel. All right, let's go back over here because it's getting, the mosquitoes in there were bad. Wow, that was a very interesting looking squirrel. I don't want to say it looked deceased, but it looked interesting. Just yesterday I was looking up at what type of animals carry rabies, and squirrels do. So, don't want to get attacked by a squirrel today. I think it might be worth it for us to take another break and apply some more off, because wow, that last bit of trail was bad. Let's see what's over here. I think this is more Prairie Perimeter Road. Yeah, let's go back to the nature trail. I think we've had enough fun in this section. So here's one thing about mosquitoes, like, if you get bitten, you have to try really hard not to scratch. Now, scratching is our normal response, the default response to being bitten. But if you scratch, you'll probably leave a mark, and it will certainly get worse, and it'll be even itchier. If you resist the urge to scratch, in my experience, for about 10 minutes, it'll go away, you know? I think it's actually a very good exercise in meditation and doing something that's hard, probably akin to like getting in an ice bath. You know, probably getting an ice bath is very hard and your body just wants to jump out. But if you can resist the temptation, I think that's where real growth occurs. So yeah, I won't lie, I have gotten bitten. I am not scratching, but for some of these I am lightly passing my finger over them. I get slight relief, and I know it won't leave any marks. There's just a small piece of my head in the back that's exposed. Wow, you can really feel these guys. Hopefully once I get back to that boardwalk, it'll get better. Apologies for me moving around so much. I mean, like I said, you're seeing a first-hand view of me walking and getting attacked by mosquitoes. So if that's what you're interested in, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more of me getting destroyed by mosquitoes. I was warned. No, but honestly, to be fair, it's really not that bad. It's no worse than anything I've experienced being a South Florida native. Kind of comes with the territory. You know, as I say a lot in life, it is what it is. Now, how do they know that mosquito activity is as bad as it is? Is there someone that has to go out there and test it? You know, is there a way to test for that? Or do I just have to be like, today's my day, there's a rotation of 5 employees. And, you know, on Mondays, Raphael has to go out there and see how attacked he gets and come back and report. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, but let me get back to that squirrel. So that squirrel, you know, I'm imagining that these squirrels see a lot of people so they don't get startled by humans, but that squirrel was right in front of me. I'm talking about like a couple of inches away, and it was not moving. I mean, if I didn't look down at that moment, I would have stepped on that squirrel. Let me go around this section. Gotta go slowly here, because I think last time, whew, I almost slipped here. Yeah, I mean, that squirrel was relentless. No F's given. Okay, let's do a quick progress check here. 2.3 miles. Let me see how long I've been recording on the camera here. About 48 minutes, so I think we might be able to do it. 2.3, got a little less than a mile to go. Let's see if we can do it. I think we can. I am about ready to get back on this boardwalk right here. Wetlands wander north. I'm good on wetlands, but thank you for suggesting it. Woo. Wow. That was good. Now we get to finish the last mile in known territory. Oh, a shoe washing station? I've never seen this before. That is cool. I'm certainly gonna take advantage of this. A shoe washing station. Let's see. And put this guy down. Hope you guys can see that a little bit. I don't know. Guessing it's over here. Hey, why not? Okay, I'm trying to film and talk at the same time here. Well, I think that's better than nothing, probably as good as I'm gonna get. So, hopefully I didn't just make the floor a lot slippery for myself, a lot more slippery. Do a quick camera adjustment here. Gotta make sure it sits just above my sternum. Okay, 49 minutes. Quick progress check. So 2.38 miles. Hey guys, how's it going? So Cypress Creek Trail, okay. Gonna keep walking along. We're back on the boardwalk. It's not so bad here. Woo! I'm debating if I want to put more off. I don't think I need to. I think I'm fine because it doesn't provide itching relief. It just repels mosquitoes in the first place. So I'm going to let my body do what it does and handle it. I'm a firm believer that our bodies are a lot stronger than we give it credit for. So let's just continue here and see what happens, you know? We've already been through this section. We've mastered Cypress Creek Trail, done it multiple times. We're pros at this point. Gonna take a little bit of a water break here. Man. All right, so after this walk, I have a couple of errands I need to do. I need to go and get some wrapping paper to wrap up some gifts. I want to clean my fridge out because it's full of food that is probably expired. Not to sound gross or anything, it's really not that much, it's just a little bit. But I want to clean all that stuff out, and I also want to organize and clean out my garage. First time I moved, I remember looking at the size of my garage and being pleasantly surprised and telling my realtor, man, I'm gonna keep this garage looking spiffy. And they said, well, you just haven't lived in a home with a garage because I promise you it's gonna get full of stuff. And sure enough, it has been full of stuff on numerous occasions. This is not the first time I've cleaned out my garage in its entirety, and it probably won't be the last. I usually like to try, like this will be more of an organization and less of a clean out because I try to line up me cleaning the garage with bulk trash days so I can just throw a lot of things out, but the next bulk trash days are going to be until the end of the month, which, you know, we're still a couple of weeks away, but I can at least organize it and make it walkable again because it is just full of stuff. It's no fun. So I'm gonna do that, and that's kind of it. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go grocery shopping later, get some good stuff, think about some good meals for the week, and really, the rest is history. This has been an amazing experience. Walking through here, I love walking in the neighborhood because I can depend on my neighborhood. I mean, I can also depend on this park. I don't know the hours or if they're always open. My neighborhood's always open, right? But this park, it's just a nice way to spice things up, get out there, meet people, explore nature, have a good time. Hey. So, one of many of these scenic walks that we'll be doing, and it's gonna be awesome. Okay, I'm gonna increase the pace a little bit now to see if we can fit the entire walk into a single video. I have about another half an hour left in the cart, so I think I'm probably fine. I think I can do it. But you know, rather be safe than sorry, and it is a challenge after all, so let us push ourselves. I see we've had steady participation in the challenge, so that's been very cool to see. Keep up the great work, everyone. That's okay.
Ladies to the right. Come to your right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me.
To the right, y'all.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Holidays. So lots and lots of berries for the animals to eat, but there's still yeah, some of them will be shaking loose.
Very cool. That's the type of activity you want to be doing with children, you know? Get off the phone, get outside. That's good. Good parents. Good parents. You know, I'm out here trying to get my steps, so I do want to get to that goal. You know, at this point, you do a couple of these walks and you're gonna start getting used to it. And what does that say about your body, right? Imagine you started walking a month or two ago and you're doing 20 minutes a day and now you're at an hour. I mean, I'm not sure how fast it increases for, let's say, the average person, but as long as you're pushing yourself and doing a lot of it, there was a big mosquito on my left arm right there. As long as you keep doing it and pushing yourself, then I don't see any reason why your body will not continue to become more effective over time. Let's see. I think we can just do it again. At this point, I think we'll just have to keep doing this loop until we're done, because when I finish here, it'll be the closest thing to the exit, so I won't have to walk too much further to get back. Let me see, we started that loop at 2.75 miles. I think this was the half-mile loop, so if that's the case, then I think after doing this one more time, we'll be done, if this is indeed half a mile. So let us see how we do. And if that's the case, I think we just really timed this perfectly. That last mile, having to do 2 of these loops and ending off right where we started, I think is a great way to end it. Do a quick time check here. Been recording for 57 minutes. Probably got about 15, 18 minutes left. So again, let's really push ourselves here. I am trying to do this quickly now. I hope that hyper smooth of the GoPro is working. I may have to retighten my camera. Not now, but in preparation for tomorrow's walk. Okay, our pace is currently 17 minutes a mile. Trying to go even faster. Maybe the fastest I've ever gone. "16 minutes. Oh, we had just crossed into 16-minute territory. Can we push it even more? Somehow the pace is going up, yet I feel like I'm walking faster. 16 minutes and 39 seconds. Probably the lowest pace so far. We're at 3.02 miles, 0.2 miles left, and we have accomplished our daily goal to get to that 100 miles by the end of the month. Let's keep it up. Okay, not quite half a mile. Maybe this is the third. Yeah, this is definitely the third mile. The one that's 1/3. Yes, we started at 2.75 and now we're about 3.02 or so. So yes, they are correct, as I would have imagined them to be. I don't think parks are in the business of providing false information. So I'm making my way to the exit now in hopes that by the time I get to my car, we'll be close to our goal. And if not, I'll do some more laps around that area to achieve our target. But let's see where we end up. It has been an amazing walk, first of many. Again, if you like this sort of thing, you know, someone to do a virtual walk with, someone to explore new areas with, maybe someone to just hear babble about random thoughts, then you're in the right place. Make sure to like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell icon if you want to be alerted when I post new content. Excuse me.
Then yeah, on a day when it's a little less buggy, it'd be a great idea if you guys want to check out any of the other trails. Lots of wildlife out there. It's great to see some fine tortoises.
Ross, come to the side.
Sorry.
Different types of tortoises out there as well.
Whew. Okay. I think we've done a phenomenal job today of walking. 3.15 miles. We're pretty much there. Got about 12 minutes left on this battery, so I'm really pushing it to its limits. Sorry, not the battery, but the card. Going back to the parking lot, I might just do a couple laps around there, but we'll see. I think we're gonna be very close to our overall mileage. 3.17, 0.05 to go. We need to at least hit 3.23. If we do 3.23 miles a day, we will achieve 100 miles by the end of the month. Like I've always said, it is certainly a challenge. You have to do, it doesn't matter how you break it up. You can do 5 different walks a day. You can do like what my mom does, 10 minutes every hour. I like to do it all in one go if I can, because it provides me at least the most aerobic and, you know, mental, physical toughness challenge. And also it allows me to do a lot of talking. Good content for the channel. Good wholesome content. Yeah, I think this little winding road right here will allow us to hit our mark. 3.21, we're certainly gonna hit it. I wanna say thank you all to everyone so far that has been watching these videos. It's going to be a month and 2 days. We've gotten over 500 views within the past couple of weeks. You all have watched my videos for over 20 hours. I'm really hoping that this has allowed for you to get out there and walk more, provide some good, perhaps funny, listening content for your walks. And overall, I hope it can allow you to inspire others as well and get you to do something new. As far as I go, I'm done with today's walk. I reached my goal. I will continue to proceed with the rest of my day. I officially passed our mark. How you guys doing? We officially passed our mark of 3.23 miles. Once again, my name is Rafael Negron. It's been a pleasure walking with you all today. How amazing that we ended right where we started. I mean, couldn't be a more well-planned walk than the one we just did. like I always say, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the month. I will see you all tomorrow for the normal programming. Remember, during the weekdays, I do get about a mile at work, which means that I'll probably only be filming myself getting 2 or so miles for the normal videos to account for my goal. But all that to say, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow for the normal walk, and happy holidays. Later.